stop this shit.
Never stop, man.
Nothing.
Never stop.
Mm-hmm.
Dynamite! Peace and love, y'all. My name is Smitty Coleon, a.k.a. the Don Dada, a.k.a. when King Tut talk. And on the right of me...
Real easy. When I got it, we get it. When we get it, we good.
And this is It Ain't Personal.
Mm-hmm.
We give you our views.
Facts.
Give you our opinions. Hit you with some facts.
Word.
We might just talk about you, but it ain't personal.
Never.
Once again, it's on, man. We back.
You already know.
Yeah.
It's in the way we be working.
Yeah, it don't stop, man.
It don't stop. You know, they could have signed us to that record company.
In perpetuity?
No. Can't stop, won't
Can't
stop.
stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that model for us.
Yeah, don't stop, man.
Don't stop.
We got family in the building.
Oh, shit. Oh, cousin here?
Yeah.
Cousin here?
You almost forgot he was there, right?
I almost forgot he was here, man.
That's crazy.
Jeff.
Oh, shit. What's the word?
Chill, just listen to you talk about you would sign bad contracts.
Yo, listen.
Just trying to figure out what's going on.
I heard the pen ain't got no ink.
Pen ain't got no ink. How you sign the paper?
Exactly. So I ain't never signed it. We was just talking.
Hey, I mean, listen.
All right.
Got lips, right?
Yeah.
So what's the word, fellas? How's the week going?
I can tell you how the week is going. Obviously, clearly, we can see.
We can see it's obvious, right? It's obvious. And y'all know, if you watch the show, I've been had this.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I've been had this. When we were losing, I had this. So don't think like I'm just jacking it now. Nah, this been in the closet. Let it be known. Let it be known. Yeah, I'm shedding tears of joy, man. I am.
You're going to be shedding tears of fear because this shit going to turn into Gotham City. Niggas, what? That shit going to be madness, bro. Like,
what? Can you imagine? How's it going to look? Like,
no, I don't want to imagine
ridiculous.
that, bro. Like, bro, we just winning games.
Yeah.
And these niggas is out here losing their mind, bro.
Yeah.
A chip, bro.
Yeah.
They might burn down Manhattan, bro.
Yeah,
like,
you think they like looting and breaking glass?
I pray niggas don't do that because at the end of the day, that shit don't make no sense to me personally because you fucking up shit that you need or you going to have to go back to. So that shit ain't never made sense to me.
Because what if you want the Knicks to win it back to back? You got to have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
I mean, not even just that. It's just, to me, like, looting don't make sense. I feel like if you going to loot respectfully, and I'm not telling nobody go steal or none of that shit, but go fuck up some shit that you don't need. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, why would you fuck up your own neighborhood? That's like getting mad, breaking all the dishes in the crib. Nigga, you still got to clean that shit up. Like, how that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? But back to the good vibes, though. I ain't mean to go there.
No, of course.
Listen, Knicks in 5.
Knicks in 5.
City gonna turn into Gotham.
Yeah.
Batman, I don't know where you at, but you gotta come outside.
Who's coming to save him?
Batman, the only nigga that can save us, bro.
Yeah.
Police can't do nothing. What the police gonna do?
I tell you right now, you know who's gonna be Batman, right?
Who?
Jalen Brunson. He's going to tell the city to chill and relax, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to chill and relax. You know why? Because it's Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
You just win the chip, right? You worth 100 M's. You think the Knicks letting Jalen Brunson come outside to tell anybody anything?
Now, he going to get on the loudspeaker.
He can't come outside.
Now, he going to go on the loudspeaker.
Like, shoot a little PSA.
He's going to shoot a PSA. He's going to go online, send it on the net.
Yeah.
Where the people then play. You get what I'm saying? He's going to put out a nice broadcast, and then he's going to tell the people to chill, relax. And then they're going to relax because it's Jalen Brunson.
And then you know what's going to happen? Jalen Brunson, and niggas going to lose their mind again. Nobody trying to hear none of that shit. The Knicks win a chip, bro. Pure pandemonium, bro. It is what it is.
But just to let them know, we are shooting this a few hours before Game 5.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we're predicting the future the Knicks are winning tonight. That's a
so
fact.
I got a theory, though. I got a theory, right?
Yeah.
They labeling this the most viewed finals since the 90s.
They said since 98.
Since the 90s, right?
Yeah.
I do feel like two things. If Wemby doesn't talk how Wemby talks, and the way the San Antonio organization has been treating the New York fan base from actually coming there to purchase tickets, because you actually let us do that game 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I feel like besides those two aspects, what makes me lean towards the Knicks winning today, I do feel like it would be in the best interest for the Knicks to win in 6. Because you know how much money the Garden will make Game 6?
Can I ask you a question?
Clinching it at home?
I thought you was a basketball player. Like, you play basketball, right?
Yeah.
Since when do you have a chance to win and you say, let me lose?
No. We're not talking. We're talking about the way that things has been. Like, the officiating has been real tricky, real fuckery. And I'm just saying the way things can go. Now, if the Knicks don't get a few calls, it could be a few bad calls.
But that's basketball, though, ain't it?
Nah, certain shit is just straight blatant. Certain things are just straight blatant. Like, we're not going to act like certain calls are just like, yo, hold on, niggas don't got money on this game.
So you one of the FanDuel niggas. Like, yo, you fucked up my parlay.
Nah. I'm one of those niggas that grew up in the era that watched that official that went to jail for gambling on the game.
Donahue?
To Tim, yeah, I came from that era. So maybe I still got trauma for that and not trusting the process of how things go because I have evidence in this area right here that the game cannot be trusted because the Portland Trail Blazers should have beat the Los Angeles Lakers.
I mean, listen.
But yeah, man. You feel like the Lakers should have beat Portland.
Of course.
Weren't they up? They was up by like 20 or some shit like that?
Yeah, but my son went to jail. He did time for that.
So this is.
And he's the one that actually got caught.
Yeah.
How many niggas do it but don't get caught?
Yeah.
But this is my question, though, right?
Yeah.
Even if they rigging the calls, they calling it lopsided, whatever, right? Basketball still come down to making and missing shots. Refs can't make you make or miss shots. Like they can put people in the bonus early, so you might get more free throws and easier points or whatever. But the game still come down to being able to make shots. Like I feel like the blame the refs is borderline giving a way out if you lose. Like I'm not. If you believe you're gonna win, then stand on that you're gonna win. Don't look for no out for it. Because at the end of the day, the call's been what the call's been. And we one win away from first chip in 53 years. So like, don't all of a sudden make it about the refs. So just in case we lose, we got an excuse. Like, nah, keep doing the same shit we did for 3 games and finish the shit. We've been playing through it. Why make it an issue now?
So that's the thing, though. I do feel like that's what makes this Knicks run exceptional, only because they've been playing through the calls and they've been actually still surviving in games that's been called horribly wrong. So yes, the Knicks are an exception right now, but that does happen, and I just think because destiny is on the Knicks side. Sometimes destiny don't play in people's favor. It's just the Knicks' time, and you just can't stop that. It's just like human nature. That's why I feel like maybe I might be too spiritual with this basketball shit right now, but I do feel like it's just in human nature. Like how many people probably wish bad, wish bad on you, and then at the end of the day, it's just like it don't really manifest. Why? Because you've been doing the right thing. I feel like the Knicks have been doing the right thing. Yes, the refs have been manifesting bad calls, but the Knicks has been playing the right way, given the fact that the temperament.
Just basketball wise,
yeah.
The Knicks still ain't fixed that Charles Oakley issue, and that's kind of crazy. So I don't know about saying the Knicks just have been totally doing the right thing, because I'm happy to see Starberry, Spreewell, Larry Johnson, Shump, P. Ewing, all of them. But it looked crazy to see Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Allen Houston, and no Charles Oakley. Like, just me coming up in the 90s, I'm not going to lie, I was with MJ kicking their ass just because, respectfully, I love winners. And Patrick Ewing pissed me off when he missed that finger roll instead of dunking. But we ain't going to get into that. But you get what I'm saying? So just, to me, it's going to be great that they win. But the fact that a major piece to what made most of the people that are really going to be very happy about this chip love the Knicks is not going to be there. I just think that shit is weird.
Yeah, he's pretty much like the epitome of that grit, that toughness. It's him, and it's unfortunate that he's not a part of it. But let me ask y'all this. Do y'all believe in that narrative of, there's some people that be like, yo, the league they don't want to sweep. They want to stretch it out. Because what I read somewhere, they said they make between 80 to 90 million per game the league makes off of a game. I mean, do you think there's a narrative where, like, the league might tell the refs something, there's a conversation, or is it just they're just playing fair down the middle?
I think that's where a lot of people have to understand that if you're a purist, things in whatever sport you love are going to piss you off, because at the end of the day, it's also entertainment. And it has to make money to keep going. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not going to say they be cheating. I'm not going to put that on the league. But do they choose what they want to put an emphasis on. If they want a game to go a certain way, I definitely think that does happen where they like, I bet y'all been letting this slide. We need this to go a little bit longer for whatever reason, start calling it tighter now. And I think that's when people start being like, oh, they cheating. But it's like, yeah, it been a foul the whole time. They've been letting them play. Now they calling it. But it's still been a foul the whole time. You get what I'm saying? So that's the weird part of it. But that's my take on it.
Yeah. What you think?
Of course.
They cheating?
Money, yes, money.
Big
Money, big business. Anything with money, got people swaying shit, backdoor deals. I ain't gonna hold you. Money is the root of all evil. And that's why I also feel like this gambling shit and the sports betting is making it real nasty.
Yeah.
And that's why it's believable. Now, could they, be honest and this is how the game is really going? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But there's evidence, there's proof, there's history that once you start involving money, gambling, and all this other shit, and you start seeing the revenue and the cash flow that it could bring, like, yes, there's cheating that can be involved. Yes, there's like, let me stretch an extra dollar out. Who don't want to stretch an extra dollar out? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I do believe that as long as the outcome still stays the same, which, keeping the game honest to like the best team, like San Antonio winning one game is what? Nothing, just an extra 90.
See, you can say that on the money side, but if we talking the sports side, you can't just say San Antonio win one game. It's whatever, because anybody who plays sports knows sports is also momentum. And the worst thing you can do is make a team feel like, all right, we could breathe some. You get what I'm saying? Now they playing loose, they playing relaxed, and now you in a real dogfight minus whatever the refs might be doing. When you could have just got them out the way when they was doubting themselves. So, like I said, I don't believe the players really be into it except for, the Terry Rozier thing.
Yeah,
look kind of crazy where it's like, damn, niggas might have really been out here throwing professional games, like not because we done heard about it in college before, but for it to look like you was out here really throwing professional games for money that in comparison to your contract was chump change is crazy. So it's like, I don't really know, but I would hope that the players still have genuine love for the game, even though they're making that much money, that you wouldn't just be out here like, fuck it, it's whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No, I believe that too. I don't think the players have anything to do with that. I think
I do think it's high up. Like the league might send a memo or something to say, pay more attention to this. This has been happening. Look for it now. Like I think it's more like that.
More dictated.
Of course, because I ain't gonna hold you. When you look at the calls that was made in game 5. Was totally different. Game 4 was totally different. Yeah. They was actually calling fouls. They wasn't really letting the play as physical. And I think that comes from like the backlash that everybody was talking about from game 3.
Yeah.
So now it's just like you got the refs playing. And so if the refs are gonna pay more attention to it, how you know like things are not being orchestrated. You get what I'm saying? To make these things last.
Okay, so I get it. Everybody loves a good conspiracy, right? But refs are also human, right? Who's to say that refs ain't going back and rewatching film? Or refs are people. They got social media also. Like, they got family who got social media. So, like, how we know it's not happening because somebody's pointing it out that's not higher up, that's involved money-wise, but just because they like the sport. It might be like, yo, y'all been missing da-da-da-da. And the ref is open enough and don't have that big of an ego that he actually listened, and now next game they paying attention to it. Maybe I'm stalling them out, but I'm just asking.
I think when you get to the grassroots, I think that sentiment is true. I think when you get into the realm of like business and once
like
that
stuff. Right.
It's a professional now. You're a professional basketball player instead of just a basketball player. So I think like people that just play basketball and the honest pure of the game, like they want to believe that all these things are being called a certain way and being called correctly. But like when big business is involved and you got corporations, you got sponsors, and you got all these things that go hand in hand, like things can be swayed because everybody's trying to make money. Nobody's trying to pay these players these top salaries and they're not seeing a residual income on the back end. So if I need to make like an extra 90 million for the league, you get what I'm saying? Like, of course that benefits them at the end of the day. So I think that's just when it comes down to any sport, when it comes down to the NBA, NFL, NHL, all of those major sports is because business is involved.
So yeah, man, I heard the verdict for the Carmelo Anthony case came out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think he's was sentenced to
35?
years.
Yeah.
I know, Jeff, you wanted to give your
What's
your
your take on
Nah,
that?
I mean, listen, I feel bad for Shorty. 35 is crazy. Like, especially when we seen cases where people either got probation or they got a little bit of time compared to the crime they did, mass murders, all type of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I get the outrage, right? I'm black. I'm a man. Like, I get it. Like, it's crazy for us outside. But that's why I feel like I also got a weird perspective where it's like, at what point do we stop letting our ego trick us out of spaces just trying to prove a point? Because from my understanding, and I could be wrong, the thing happened, they was at the track meet. It starts raining. He goes under the young man that got stabbed team's tent. The young man is like, yo, get up out the tent. Carmelo says, yo, touch me, see what's going to happen. Tussle ensues. Carmelo stabs him, son dies. Did it have to turn into that? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, why ego got to be so big? Like, I bet, cool. It ain't even that deep. I'll go find another tent. Like, cause I don't know if that was the only tent. You get what I'm saying? So I also feel like I do need a little more context, but just from the way it was explained, it's like, sometimes you got to walk away, bro, and that don't make you soft. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you was tough, right? Respectfully, you was tough. You caught a body, and now you got to sit for 35 years for what? You get what I'm saying? Like, what did you, in the grand scheme of everything, what did you really prove?
What did you prove from being tough? Got you.
So I just feel like, especially us as black men, like, bro, stop trying to prove you tough, bro. Like, it's times and places where if it's real danger, do what you need to do. But trying to be tough for the sake of being tough for what, bro? Who you trying to impress?
Yeah.
Like, make it home to the people that love you, bro. It ain't that serious.
Yeah.
I do feel like as a culture we have a problem with ego and pride. I feel like once that gets stepped on, it's kind of like really hard for us to like pull it back. And I think when we do get activated, sometimes it's hard to pull back. And once we in that motion, because we all are living out of survival mode, once that action occurs, in probably Carmelo's mind is, I have to get him before he gets me.
But is it survival? Then this is why I asked the question. Is it? No, I hear what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is I want to ask the question in response to what you just said.
Yeah.
Is it survival mode though, or is it personal ego? And the reason I asked that, right? What's the if you do walk away from that situation, right? What is the first thought that comes into your head? Honestly, y'all let that nigga get away with some bullshit. Right? Yeah. That's usually the first thought.
Yeah.
Why is that the first thought though?
Because of my environment. Because how I was trained to think. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, if I'm putting myself in that shoes, like if I'm thinking about myself, because like I had to grow up a certain way, because I had to grow up and you probably being the smallest or the skinniest, like you made sure you had to fight, you made sure you had hands, and you made sure like nobody ever played with you.
So then why not fight them then? That's my point. Why stab them? Why take it to that extreme?
So,
that's the point I'm trying to make.
And
I wouldn't have been mad if he caught an assault charge for that.
How old is Carmelo? 17. How old is the person that got stabbed?
They're the same age. They was at a high school track meet.
And this is what I mean. We grew up in a generation where saying, bro, we got an issue. We scrapping it out.
Yeah.
Nigga, me and you got a problem. Yeah, what's up? We squaring up. Whether you shooting a 6, shooting a 5, however it go, niggas are scrapping. Nowadays, it's like, yo, niggas are shooting. And the way people are moving, the mentality is like, you don't know if from this fight that I'm having right now, if I'm going to make it home. So if I don't know from this fight if I'm going to make it home, I'm going to make sure that I got everything on me to make sure no matter any confrontation that comes my way during my path for me trying to get home, I'm going to make it home regardless.
All right, so I'd give you that if he wasn't at a high school track meet, right? If he's on the street and that happens, by all means, Carmelo, do what you need to do to make it home to your mother.
Yeah.
I'm with that. But if you're at a high school track meet, like respectfully, no disrespect to the situation, what's the worst that's going to happen? You get packed out? You there. So you clearly got other teammates. So you get what I'm saying? Like the worst that happened, it turned into a brawl. Both teams kicked out.
Yeah.
But everybody's still alive. You understand what I'm saying? Like, why is the first instinct?
Because it's the fear. I'm not. Hold on. I want to cut you. Sorry.
Nah,
it's just the fear of, yo, bro. If we had a black eye, if we lost a fight, we ain't give a fuck. We care. These niggas lose a fight right now. That shit is going online. That shit is in perpetuity. You get what I'm saying? Like, they forever gotta see that.
So
like,
ego, once again, is making you trick out because you're worried about other people's opinions and views,
but
rather
you can't
making sure that you're safe.
You cannot.
You
You totally right. But you cannot expect a 17-year-old kid to fully figure out his pride, his ego, and how to manage all of that. Yo, 3 years ago he was just for 14.
No, hear me out. I'm not
13.
Listen, I'm not blaming Karmelo, which is why I started this solo off by saying I feel horrible for him. I'm not blaming Karmelo.
Yeah.
I'm talking about as a whole, as a culture.
Yeah.
Why is that
So
the
just
thing?
that mentality.
I'm not blaming
a
Shorty.
25-year-old would do
You
that.
get, exactly.
A
You get
30-year-old
what I'm saying?
would
Like,
do
I'm not
that.
blaming Shorty, but Shorty is a microcosm of the culture as a whole. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so that's the. I'm not. Come on. No 17-year-old should have to do 35 years. Bro. Like, that is crazy to me. I'm never jacking that. But I'm talking about why, as a whole, does the culture feel like it always has to be that? Like, why we can't fight, or why forget fighting? Everybody know how to use their words when they want to say something disrespectful. Mm-hmm. Why we can't use our words to articulate ourselves and say, yo, bro, you made me feel this way. I ain't like that X, Y, and Z. The other person hear you and you have a conversation. Like, why everything got to go to gladiator school?
They gotta go straight to violence. Yeah. They gotta go straight to violence.
Like, like why everything, everything don't have, like, gladiator school is necessary at times. Yeah. We all know that. Mm-hmm. But everything don't gotta be gladiator school. Yeah. Especially when the gladiators ain't playing with shit that you could take a scar from and come. Niggas just trying to leave you, bro. So like, why y'all even want to be a part of gladiator school?
I'm gonna show you this right now, though. But like, how was you raised?
You know how I was raised.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, though. Like, how we was raised, we have a certain type of mentality. It's how these kids are being raised now that they feel like they gotta move like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Once again, it go back to the question. Yeah. Why are we taught, and why are we continuing to teach and allow that thought process and that way to deal with those feelings to continue to be perpetuated? Yeah. Because the reason I'm asking this ain't the first situation. We know how this ends. What is the definition of insanity? Doing something over and over again and expecting a different result. We've been doing the same thing over. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, like, we gonna keep crying about a situation that we actually could prevent if we taught motherfuckers differently, rather than encouraging the ignorance. Yeah. Like, it's like I said once again. I can never be a hypocrite. So it's necessary at times. I'm not gonna act like it's not. But what I'm saying is, we gotta use better.
We gotta see
situation management, for lack of better word.
Right. Yeah, and that's a cycle.
Or situational awareness.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So see, that makes it even worse, bro. Like, you black for nothing. Yeah.
So it was a quick shove, and then he just.
What do you think about the size, like black and white?
But I can understand that. But I think we got to stop doing that also. Like, if the verdict came out and then it turned to a black and white thing, I jack that, because that's crazy. We can show you evidence where y'all have done way worse and got way less sentences. Mm-hmm. But I think accountability is the problem that's missing. I don't care. Facts is facts, right? But I can get that you can sway that, like, as Mike said, money move things. So I can get that, right? But with what Kirk just said, you can't. Shorty had to do some time. Because at the end of the day, you got pushed and you decided to fucking stab somebody and they're not here no more. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, whether you want to say, the jury was all white, that's why they gave him the time they gave him, I can deal with that argument. But I'm not going to say the jury is the reason he in that situation. Nah, shorty, you put yourself in that situation by misreading a situation and taking it too far. At some point, niggas got to take accountability for their actions, sit there and say, yo, I fucked up, and that's how you get better. We can't keep saying, the white man is against me and my mother in the hood raised me this way. Like, bro, we grown. Niggas' brains work. Niggas ain't in special ed, bro. Niggas ain't banging their head on the fucking school bus window. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, your mind works, bro. You can think. Yeah. Use your fucking brain.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I don't jack, because I do feel like when I'm here with with Rod and Kurt saying in the background, I do feel like with it being an all white jury and you saying the things that you saying, and the fact that it was just a push then a stab, that's the shit that I don't like. We gotta call that shit down the middle and not use race just to get this one thing off, because yeah, it's an all white jury, but let me ask you a question: if that was your family member that got stabbed, what outcome do you want?
No,
What
you
outcome?
want justice.
What
Yeah,
outcome would you want if that was just like your family member? So when you start putting colors on things, it's the same thing how I feel about when you start putting money on things. Like you changing it and you're muddying the conversation, and that's why I feel like
Nah,
that's why
I wouldn't say you're muddying the conversation, right? Because I think people not slow, right? I just think people use what they know can allow them to do something and not have to deal with the consequences of it.
So that to me is just that's manipulation. That's actually like having knowledge and using this certain knowledge to benefit whatever personal needs and gains that you want. So to me, it's just like, yo, let's call this shit down the fucking middle. Take color out this shit. Take money out this shit. This person did an action. Is he wrong for doing this action? Like, yeah, how he grew up, his environment, I empathize with all of that shit. And I feel like that's what rehabilitation is for. But at the end of the day, to me, it's just like, if this person did this and this person did that, like, let's judge them on that. And then when you start bringing, like, yo, there's an all-black jury, or there's an all-white jury, or there's a white judge and there's a black judge, like, I don't fucking like those conversations.
Nah,
you know
why you can't discard that conversation?
I'm not.
No, and I agree with you, right? I agree with you, but I want to say two things. Why wait to have to rehab something that you can stop before it even get to that point, right? Two, you can't disregard the color of the judges or the jury, right? Because we've seen evidence that depending on the color of the judge and the jury and the person who's on trial, the sentencing numbers are not the same. So you have to take that into account. But I do agree with you that you can't make that the argument point, because you still have, I agree with you, you still have to focus on the facts. Yeah. Did the person really do something that put them in this situation? If they did, then you got to acknowledge that. You can't just turn it into a race conversation because I feel like don't want this person to go to jail.
When you start talking about the race shit,
jail time.
Yeah. When you start talking about that race shit, I feel like you take away from really having details and proving the innocence of the person that you're fighting for. Yeah. So when you're sitting there and just like, oh, you're just pointing the finger at everything else, you're using useless fucking energy. Yeah. Yo, build the best case to show that your fucking client.
Is it though? Hear me out, right? Respectfully, the lawyer is supposed to worry about the jury inside the courtroom. Everything else is based on people's opinions and feelings. And I think the best lawyers have learned how to manipulate both the jury inside the courtroom and the jury outside the courtroom with the things they say.
The only thing, and I'm gonna say this right now, and a good lawyer will always say is, don't tell me what the law say, tell me who the judge is. And at the end of the day, when it comes down to shit like that, it's all about having relationships. And when you have relationships with certain people, that actually dictates the certain outcome of certain things. Now, when you actually in that courtroom, I don't give a fuck about public opinion no more. The only thing public opinion is actually going to sway is how the person or how the client tends to move once I get them off of this case. Those jurors are the only concerns of the lawyer.
That's what I said.
So, so at the end of the day, it's just like public opinion. Me being concerned about public perception, that'd be wasting ammo. Me trying to fight public.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're concerned about public opinion. I'm saying that they manipulate it if they're good enough at their job, because they also understand that as much as this case is going on in the courtroom, it's also going on outside. That's what I'm trying to say.
So he's 17. 35 years. He's coming out, 53?
Yeah.
How much time I think he should have gotten?
See, I don't know.
That's 35 years.
I don't know.
He took a life.
Just based off of what we say here, if that's what it is, it was a shove. He ends up just stabbing him.
See, I don't know the law, because I know laws is different in every state, right? Yeah. So I don't know the law for where he's at and what the sentencing guideline is. So I don't.
Because I feel like
I
at 17,
don't want to speak on it.
Yeah, I feel like
I
at
feel
17,
like
you haven't even developed yet. You know,
but,
you still
but
a
to
kid.
Mike's point though, right?
Yeah.
He not in a coma. He not scarred, but he gonna live like he gone.
Yeah.
So you still got to take into account the fact that you took a life.
Yeah.
So that changes the sentence and everything. You get
because it's weird because depending on the state or depending on the scenario, a life can be taken and somebody gets 10 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Life gets taken, somebody gets 7 years.
That's why I don't want to speak on it because I don't know the sentencing guideline for the state.
You know, the fact that he's young, I would say anywhere from 10 to 15.
Yeah, because I'm like rehabilitation. 10, you still have to grow. You still have to come into yourself.
Because I believe like even within the first 5 years, like he's gonna be a different person.
Yeah.
If jail is supposed to be what it's supposed to be, you get what
Which
I'm
is
saying?
rehabilitation,
but that's you living in a utopia because we know jail is not what it's supposed to be. So
no, it's not. But I'm not gonna. But let's not. But that's wishful thinking. But let's not act like it's certain brothers that don't go in there and come out with more knowledge that they had.
But that's a choice on their part. They went in there and decided, I'm going to use this time to better myself. Yeah. That didn't really have shit to do with jail. But because their environment was still what their environment was. They decided not to let the environment affect them.
And that's how you could tell who's ready to go back into society and who's not.
Right,
that's why you have the parole board.
Clearly, he's shown that he don't think that far into the future.
Cool.
Karmelo, respectfully.
Why you say that?
By his action.
What he did? What
you
he
got pushed, and your first thought was to bring out a knife and stab somebody instead of punch a nigga back.
Because I think that was just probably off of just primal instinct. He's young, he's useful. He probably got a whole lot of testosterone.
Okay, cool.
So
you
it's
still
just
proving
like
my point.
No, so hold on. So within but within 5 to 10 years, how do you know that his mindset doesn't change? Now he's sitting down in one atmosphere. You got to sit down and you got to think. Now you got books. You got people like. That it starts to kick
if he chooses to gravitate toward that, because we also know the other side of jail. You can get with the wrong people, and now you just get more ignorant and more violent. Yeah. So once again, like I said, everything is choices. That's why I say at that point you can make it a race argument, right? Because you have facts in other cases that show like, the same thing has happened or even worse, and you gave him a way lighter sentence. Right. So I believe at that point, all the race arguing is warranted. By all means, I understand the outrage on that part. So what I'm saying is don't take away from the fact that Shorty still need to take accountability for his actions. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Can he appeal that?
Well, I'm pretty sure, more than likely.
Okay. I believe he will win that appeal.
Based on what, though? You still took a life. The facts don't change?
But what the facts change is the evidence of how you actually judge this type of case before.
So what we gonna do?
You can show the facts.
How you gonna change the jury though?
It's not changing. We're not changing the jury. We're changing the sentencing. That's what we want to change.
Based on what? What's your reasoning?
Based on the reasoning is the fact that there's actually facts proving that this case happened before,
but that's what I'm saying. Not in that state though. Like we can say. We've seen it in other states, and they just gonna say this ain't our state.
No,
our guidelines are different.
It happened in Texas.
Oh, it happened in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So then okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So when you have proof and shit like that on the appeal, you can go back and you can show facts and showing that the way you judge this case, the way you handed down this sentencing was wrong. And now that even furthers my point of with people making pointless fucking talking points. Y'all niggas should just be focused on just be two talking points. The fact that this white boy did the same fucking shit and he got how many years? 10 years? He got 10 years for this. So why, at the end of the day, when Karmelo does the same exact thing, he's actually getting 35 years. There's a big discrepancy with this. When you keep that solely the base of the conversation, where is the wiggle room for the conversation to go anywhere else? Now you have to get a direct response. So when I say that, it answer this question now.
But as much as the conversation is about facts, right? The conversation is also going to be about race because one person was white and one person was black. So you can't separate it.
So when that's why I said when I make that point on how this has been judged differently, tell me why because this white boy gets 10 and because I'm black I get 35. Tell me why is that fair? That should be the only conversation and the conversation only. And that's what I mean when it comes down to the court system. Bro, it's all about language. It's all about like, yo, the pinpoint shit that you talk about, and it's just like, yo, you can't be. Shit's not about emotions.
No, I agree.
It's not, yo, the courtroom is for is no place for emotions. You have to keep your point, and drill that shit the fuck home. But when you start talking about other shit, it's just like, yo, that shit. Yes, and then
change the conversation.
And then now you having a whole bunch of circle talk, and we talking about everything else but what we supposed to be talking about.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
But damn, it's unfortunate, man. The Carmelo Anthony. Hopefully, like you said, he wins the appeal, maybe a lighter sentence. We'll see, but he's in our prayers, man.
Yo, it don't make you soft to walk away.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
It's okay to walk away, man.
And you know, one day we gonna talk about it, man. Yo, free Khalif Browder. No, my bad. I said the wrong name. Rest in peace, Khalif.
Peace to Khalif
Browder.
Browder.
See how I look at
to clean this up, man.
My bad.
No, because
Khalif Browder.
Cause this case remind me of Khalif Browder so bad, and you know that.
Nah,
yo, man, free Chanel Lewis, nigga. No.
Khalif was in there for something he clearly didn't do.
Nigga, and free Chanel Lewis. He's in there for something he clearly didn't do.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
That's why I said, like, yo, Chanel Lewis gives me that Khalif Browder vibe. So to me, it's gonna be free Chanel Lewis until that man is free. Cause that boy ain't do that shit. So before I get to like one of my crazy takes, cause you know I got a crazy take.
Some bullshit coming.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a difference between being hip hop or being a part of hip hop?
Yeah. I don't think that's a crazy question. I actually think that's a good question. But I do think there's a difference. I think hip hop is a lifestyle. Like, I don't think you can just, like, people might want to say hip hop is rap because that's what's been at the forefront of it for our whole lives practically. But I think hip hop is just a way you carry yourself, or a way you feel about yourself that translates into the way you talk, the way you wear your clothes. Like, I just think at the core of it, hip hop is individuality. Like, if you really think about it, like, wasn't nobody trying to be like nobody. Everybody was who they was. Like, that's how biting was a whole thing. That's how most beef started back in the days, because people thought people was biting their style. Like, I just think hip hop is individuality. And then I think you can be a part of hip hop because hip hop became so big and influential that people wanted to be a part of it and wanted to mimic it or whatever. But unless you can genuinely relate to whatever the artist is talking about, I don't think you can really be something. Like, you can be a part of it because you love it and you want to be included in it, but it's not you because you don't have that essence in you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What you think, Trev?
It's kind of like if is MC and rapping two different things?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's something like that. Like,
because I think an MC can rap, but he also knows crowd control, when to stop and let the audience have their moment. Like, the MC knows all of that, whereas the rapper is just like, my job is to give you bars and lyrics. And I think that would be the separation.
Yeah, I know we were talking, and I brought up the point of, let's say someone who's grew up in the towns, grew up in the culture, seeing people, you know, rapping and whatnot, graffiti, you know, breakdancing, compared to, let's say, like a record exec who just helps like push the music forward, don't really like contribute in a way.
Like, he's just a part of it, he's benefiting from
right.
it. And
like
doing something for him.
So let's say I know you brought up Lyor Cohen.
Okay.
Some people might want to call him a vulture, but he's played a part in hip hop history. He's the person who signed DMX. He was a part of the early days of Def Jam. Like, I would consider him a part of hip hop as well. I would consider him hip hop.
He's definitely a part of hip hop, but I wouldn't consider him hip hop. Yeah. Like, he's a part of it though.
When you contribute,
Diddy,
it depends on how you contribute.
Be an exec that's both a part of hip hop and hip hop. Like, you get what I'm saying? Because Diddy was a dancer, he was a A&R, or like he came up in it. Whereas Lyor was like, I'm a businessman. Yeah. Cool, I can help push this. It's definitely gonna put some money in my pocket. Yeah. It's gonna help put some money in your pocket too, but I'm not in it for the love of the actual art. And I think that's what separates it, whether you're a part of it or it's in you. Like, you love it for it, not just for whatever benefits or how it might make you feel.
Yeah. But there is a difference though, being of hip hop, of the culture, and
just being a part of it.
a part of it.
Can a rapper be, and if there's any, can a rapper be a part of hip hop but not hip hop?
Yes.
Can a rapper be a part of hip hop?
Yeah.
He's making music.
Huh?
Yeah.
I think it's really just your really just your upbringing.
You could be a part of hip hop and not hip hop.
So I'm gonna get to this take though. My man said, "Yo, hold on, son."
Cause somebody say your boy.
Yeah. Who? What? Who?
Somebody say your boy is
Could
a
never.
part.
Could never.
That's what
somebody
just said that.
Eminem?
My boy, no, what?
No,
No,
OVO.
not, you know Drake.
OVO.
The owl. The
Yeah,
owl.
Perpetuity.
You know,
Say perpetuity.
Eminem is my favorite, son. But you know who's my guy?
He's
Drake is a
contributed.
part of
He
it?
contributed.
Drake is a part of it, and he's not hip hop. That's what they saying.
Drake, please.
I heard
Drake
somebody
is
say that. Somebody
Drake.
say that in
I
the
don't know
crowd.
what the crowd was saying,
Yeah.
but I know Drake is hip hop. I would say this. You know why? Because, all right. So this is what I was about to get to.
Hold on.
My man said this to me. And I ain't gonna hold you. No, my man said this, and I don't know if it sound crazy, but he kind of had me. But that nigga said, "Yo, he feel like Jay is a part of hip hop and not really hip hop." He said, "Can you really consider Jay hip hop?" So wait. So when no. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. Nah,
Choke on your drinks,
no,
man.
you finish. I need you to finish. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is that I was like, yo, what's crazy is because when he said that, I was jacking him. I'm like, yo, you might be fucking right. Cause Jay not gonna just rap for free. Jay has, if you put the money in front of Jay, and Jay's considered a hustler. Like when you think about Jay has been considered a hustler, a nigga from the streets, always get money. Like he's just nice at fucking rapping. He just so happened to be nice at rapping. I cannot just see Jay on the corner, boom bapping, boom beating, and just rapping. No, wait. Cause now this is where when them niggas actually watch the video, they'll see. I think when I had that thought process, it made me think, damn, when did I actually first fall in love with Jay? I first fell in love with Jay with The City Is Mine. So I'm falling in love with Jay.
Pause.
Huh? Son, The City Is Mine. Anyway, so boom. I fall in love, and this is my entry of understanding and understanding the concept of what this man is saying. So now when it's like The City Is Mine and everything he does after that, it's just like, as I got older, I had to go back to go listen to Reasonable Doubt and all that other shit. But when you think about like just the inception and me being in high school, I fell in love with Jay. Jay was over Nas because I fell for that. Like I wanted to have, the jerseys. I wanted to be the fly nigga. I wanted to have the money. I wanted to have the rollies. Every nigga wanted to be Jay in high school. Nobody really wanted to be fucking Nas. But a nigga like Nas,
I just want to be Geoff.
huh?
I just want to be Geoff.
Yeah, I understand that. Cool. But I'm saying this in a way that to where Nas to me would rap even if no money was involved. If you could never make money off of music, I believe Nas would still be doing music.
I think Jay would too. He just would find another way to make money also. Like
You see, but that goes.
I think, bro, he a grown ass man. He not about to be broke just to prove to you that he's hip hop. That don't make sense. But in response to what your man said, I think two things can be true at the same time. I think Jay is both hip hop and a part of hip hop. I think Jay, if we're honest, Jay is probably top 2 most influential as far as culture. Like as far as moving the needle for culture, where like if he does something or say something, people pay OD attention to it and most try to mimic it. So from that and the fact of where he came from, like if you really listen to his story, rapping in the fucking kitchen off the raindrops on the windowsill, like that is pure hip hop, bro. You don't do that if you don't love it. That's that's the equivalent of going to work out in the snow. You're not doing that unless you really love what you're doing and you're trying to get somewhere. So the love is still there, but as you get better and older and you become more proficient at something and it becomes something you can make money off of, you also have to treat it like a business. I'm not just about to give you my gift for the free. So that's when now it becomes a business, and it's now like I kind of got to separate myself because the love will have me doing it for free, but I'm gonna just be a nice MC that's broke. What the fuck is the point in that?
Yeah, the bills still got to get paid.
You totally right, but
gotta
then that
get paid.
also goes into what me and you be talking about.
Yeah.
I think a lot of artists sometimes, and I think Taya said that when Taya said that, like basically when they go commercial, like sometimes she doesn't want her favorite underground artist to go commercial because that changes how they end up loving the music.
Yeah.
Because obviously now when you get into the business part of the music, you have to like create a certain type of sound or a certain type of something to make a collective like it.
Yeah.
It's not just solely for your fan
For
base
your
and
core.
for your core
I'm saying
and
when
for
it
your
gets
fan
beyond
base.
the core.
So that's the thing right there. A lot of people get criticized for leaving their core, which that right there, when you start to do, you want to elevate, you get criticized for it. But then when you elevate, now when you talk about what Jay did, he also could get criticized for elevating as well. Because it could feel like, yo, Nas is true to the culture. Nas has always stayed true to the culture. But Jay kind of like always sold out. Jay always pushed business. To where it's just like, the real aspect is Jay did what you were supposed to do. If you want to be a Nas, be a Nas. If you want to be somebody that just want to keep, the lyrics high and the business low, then do that. Jay chose to keep the business high and the lyrics high too.
Well, I don't think
The business of
But
rap.
I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say because Nas is a millionaire with mad
Yo,
investments.
that's
So that's
wait,
the
wait,
thing.
wait,
What I
what
was
I'm
gonna
saying.
say.
Wait, hold on.
I think
Rapping,
the
yeah,
difference. This is just
Yeah.
my opinion. Y'all can tell me if I'm bugging. I think the difference between them is not the business decisions or whatever. I think it's more Nas moves in silence. Like you only know what Nas got going on if Nas wants you to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Everything Jay-Z does because of who he is and how he carries himself is announced.
Yeah.
Also because, no disrespect, you're also Beyonce's husband. So that brings another light to all the moves that you're making. But I think the difference between them is more in how they treat the public and how they come off to the public. Nas comes off as, if you see Nas in the street, you can go up to Nas, give him a dap, and have a conversation. Hove comes off as like, yo, I'm Hove, I'm unapproachable. If I don't really know you like that, I'm gonna look at you stupid. So I think that's more why people view it the way it is. I think it's more approachability when you're a star makes people love you and deal with you a certain type of way. But I also understand that when you are a star, you also can't forget that you're a star because then you'll make yourself too accessible and now you're not worth as much as you should be because niggas like, nigga, I can see you on the block.
Yeah. And I think Hov is just early on a lot of things. Like he's literally like he created the blueprint and he is the blueprint. As far as all these business ventures, he's been doing business ventures for the last 20 years, maybe more than that. Nas has kind of followed that blueprint as well. He's been more active the last 10 years. He's been really like stepping out of rap and doing other things.
Shit, he
but
made some fire albums.
yeah, they still make some fire albums. Yeah, they just on different timing. Like what Hov was criticized for and frowned upon years ago for doing is what Nas is being prayed for now. But it comes with the territory. When you blaze a path, everybody not gonna jack it. You're gonna be looked at as crazy, until you show what it really is.
Out, yeah.
And that's something with Hov. That's another point with Hov too. He gets so much flack and criticism online, like these young rappers and these people behind him are still not following his steps, like being an artist, having your own label, putting other people on, doing other ventures outside of rap. Like these are all shit that he like helped pioneer.
So can I ask a question, B?
People don't even fuck with him and talk shit about him are still walking into his
that's a
footsteps.
fact.
Like that shit is crazy to me.
So can I ask a question,
Crazy.
right? Because I'm glad you brought that up. It made me think of something, right?
Yeah.
Does that lean more to the entitlement of just like us as a people? Like, and the reason I asked that, right? The main thing you'll always hear, especially in regards to Hov, is he ain't do nothing for nobody, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, if you reverse that, right, and look at it from a different angle, it's like, what have you done to make me want to invest in whatever you got going on? And people don't never look at it that way, right? It's like, bro, all right, cool. You a new rapper, you might have a nice song or some few bars, but as Hov has said forever, nigga, I've been around long enough to see that. Why am I investing in something that's gonna be here today, going tomorrow?
Right.
So like, you can't be mad at him for that, but people want to be in their feelings and act like, oh, he trying to Hollywood me or something. But it's like, bro, like at the end of the day, my name is my name. Like that's one of the realest statements ever said. Like my name is my name. So if I'm gonna put my name behind something, I gotta make sure it's worth something, because this name got weight to it.
Yeah.
So I think you got to stop with the entitlement. You have to bring something that's worth putting some time into.
Yeah.
And then, all right, cool, however it go. But don't just feel like because you're such and such and you knew him from back then or your mother knew his grandma. Like, bro, don't nobody owe you nothing because, like, we can be cool if we was cool like that. But other than that, like, bro, what I owe you, bro? Like, if we both trying to be successful at something, you got to make sure your half is just as strong as my half, bro.
Yeah. Like, it's never enough because this is the same person who paid off Lil Wayne's taxes, which was like double digits in the millions. Same person who helped 21 with his citizenship. The same person who helped Meek get out of jail. Like, they had that tragedy in Puerto Rico. He sent in $500K and no questions asked of Fat Joe. And the list goes on and on of all the shit he does. But as soon as he says no, you know advertising. As soon as he say no to something,
I ain't gonna.
as soon as he say no. And then also one thing, I'm gonna give it to you. Also, all this hate on Rock Nation too. Like, that's not that. Rock Nation might be the last. Like, of course, every company does
Rock Nation
some type
funny
of.
in the light,
Wait, hold on. Let me say something though. Every company somehow does some type of form of bad business. Those same companies might do good business. But when it comes specifically to Rock Nation, they're one of the last big corporations that are owned by people of color. And no, they don't do everything perfect, but they do a lot of good things for the community and they do a lot of good things for the culture. And I feel like a certain level of respect needs to be given to them. Like, I know they people have their points on, I didn't like how they handle this, I don't like how they handle that, but we still got to protect our own to a certain extent, man. That's how I feel.
No,
when
I
it
agree
comes
with you.
to it.
I don't. At least for me, I don't think the Rock Nation thing is really a business thing. I think it's more. Jay, you came up and you gave us this image, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things with the streets is the streets ain't supposed to associate with rats in no way, shape, form, nothing.
Yeah.
You a rat, you done off.
Right.
What's her name? Desiree? Or it's on paper.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? So I think it's just like, damn, bro. And I think that's where the argument comes into, damn, will you do anything for money?
So
because
do you consider Hov still being street?
I don't think, and that's where it gets weird, because is that being street or is that just having morals that you believe in, that you sold us on for? Because I don't feel like your morals don't change as you get older. Your morals is the baseline for you. Like, that's your non-negotiables.
Yeah.
You made us feel like this was a non-negotiable for years.
Yeah.
And then when the money got right, it wasn't a non-negotiable no more.
Right.
So I think, at least for me, that's more of where the question comes in. I can't tell nobody what to do. I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do, but I'm just saying the perspective of it is, you gave us this image and told us that these was the rules, and niggas believed that these was the rules.
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden you woke up one day and was like, fuck it, I'm Hov, I'm changing the rules.
Yeah.
And nobody's supposed to say nothing to me. You understand what I'm saying? Because what's the difference, respectfully, what's the difference between that and if Lil Baby wake up tomorrow and decide, all right, cool, I want to talk to Young Thug again? Niggas is gonna fry Baby, right?
I mean,
but Hov, and I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong, I really don't care about that part.
Yeah.
But my main thing is, don't keep moving the goalposts just because you like somebody. If we gonna hold people accountable, hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Right is right, wrong is wrong, no matter who does it.
Right.
So that's all I'm saying.
But I think in
but business wise,
personally,
I don't have no problem with their business practices.
Yeah.
Like, everybody not gonna like your business practice, but the point of you doing business is to make sure it benefits you the most.
Right.
So I can't tell you I don't care about that part.
Yeah.
But just that whole Desiree part for me is just kind of weird. You get what I'm saying?
But I think when it comes to
just
Desiree,
off the Jayz, we came up off of.
So that's one thing. So that's why I asked the question, like, is he still considered street? When you decide to
not
leave
at all.
the street,
He's definitely a businessman. Like,
when
and
you
I don't
decide
think
to leave
I think
the
at a
street,
certain age
it's
you
like,
gotta grow
it's
up
a
out of
certain
that
lifestyle that you have to leave behind. And with that, that's when it comes to Desiree, her making the decision when she's 17 as to whether or not she's gonna go to jail for life for being a mule, and she decides, no, I'm not. I'm gonna stay home, a single mother. I'm gonna rat, and I'm gonna stay home and take care of my child. Like, I can't fault her. I can't fault her for making that decision. So with that, in that specific scenario, yes, I probably would do business with her.
And
I
that's
probably
what I'm
would do
saying.
business
And
with her.
that's
I
what
won't
I'm
do no
saying.
street shit with her.
I don't have a
But I
problem
would do
with
business
it, right?
with her if this is years later, talking about like now she's like in her 40s,
Yeah.
50s now, and we got the chance of making $1 billion company. Yeah, I'm doing it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't have a problem with it from a person standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Like it's business. My whole thing is just if you're supposed to be something,
Yeah,
be that all the time. Like if you told us these are the rules and these are the morals,
yeah,
these are the rules and these are the morals.
yeah,
And if there is, because life gives you exceptions to things at times. If there is an exception,
Yeah.
not saying that anybody owes anybody explanation for any decision they make, because we all grown.
yeah,
But for what hip hop is always warranted an explanation if you did something that was out of pocket.
yeah.
Nobody's supposed to be bigger than the program. And I think that goes to the conversation about the difference between him and Nas. Sometimes Jay can come off like, nigga, I'm Hov. I'm bigger than the program. I do what the fuck I want.